say hello to Roy Gillett. Sit down, don't stand. Make life easy. I'm sitting like this. This is just take it. Yeah.
Wy do mikrofonu mówi, bo ja nic nie słyszę. Let me check.
Let me check with my mic. Yes, yeah.
Hello? One, two, 1, 2. FPMT UK Radio. Can everybody hear me at the back? Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for everybody coming today to celebrate the time and the teachings of Geshe Tashi Tsering at Jamyang Buddhist Centre in London, but also throughout the UK and also Europe. I was trying to think of some words to describe Geshe Tashi, but it's been really difficult. Apart from he is a very modern Geshe, he even looks cool in his chinos, hangs out at the Olympics, and has been spotted playing football at Kirkstall Abbey in Leeds. And I'm also to mention that the prayers for his football team yesterday did him really well. So, many apologies everybody else. So, my name is Jay Simpson. I'm the FPMT UK National Coordinator, and we're fortunate to have representatives from FPMT International. And we've got kind words and thoughts sent to us via email. We couldn't get Skype, so I can read these out later on. So many people have so many kind things to say about Geshe. He's been with us for over 20 plus years. That's 2 decades and more. And his words have helped students like myself bit thick, try to understand the Dharma and to put it into practice. And personally for me, he has shown me how to walk the Buddhist path and to share my life with others and to be of benefit. I'm sure this is similar for all of us here. His new role in India as the head of Sera Monastery is a new challenge and something that Geshe will surely grow from. And again, we can use this as an example of how we can move forward once he's departed us, bless us. That sounds awful, doesn't it? He'll be back. So today is about celebration. So we'd like to offer some entertainment for Geshe. He's sat at the front, just like on the X Factor. So please be aware that if you're no good, you're going to get buzzed. So we're going to have some poems. We're going to have a dragon sword dance. Da, da, da. You might need to step back from the stage on that one. We're going to have a beautiful song sung. So I can't say what it is, but I'm sure there won't be a dry eye in her house. We have Cynthia Bonnell. She's going to show us what Buddhism is via the words of school students that have been to the centre. So I'm looking forward to that. We have Annie Chundral doing a Dharma mime. That's going to be intriguing. Oh my goodness, sorry, it's my handwriting. I can't read it. And we're also going to have a choir. So maybe you can all join in with that as well later. And then we'll have a cake, because what Dharma centre doesn't have a cake? And then we'll have a bit more formal, and we'll have gifts presented to Geshe. Maybe we can do 108 prostrations, and then... and then we give Geshe the bumps. So... and then we'll have an opportunity for Geshe to say a few words at the end, if you so choose to. Or you may just want to get on a plane and go. It depends. So, in celebration of Geshe's time, working tirelessly for Rinpoche in his centre here in London, I'd like to introduce John Bunnell to read a poem.
It's been a long day. Those of you who weren't here this morning, you missed some really good teachings, by the way. Okay, so I've been asked by Robin to set the tone by reading a poem. It's partly written by him. It's a poem by, is it Mary Sheepshanks, as you wrote, or is it Mary Sheepshanks? Mary, oh right, yeah. He's not known for his spelling, our Robin. Okay, so... I used to, by the way, this is a poem about a typical London Dharma student over the years. So it fits in with all of our history. Okay, I just sort of, just set in a bit of background here. Okay. I used to find it too much rush with church and Sunday lunch. So then I went with New Age friends to meditation brunch. We would contemplate our navels and eat hummus and chickpeas. I pined for Bloody Marys, but there were only herbal teas. Next thing was mystic circle dance. We'd swirl through dew at dawn in our barbers and green wellies on a sacred patch of lawn. Then I started classes to heal the child within, where you learn that guilty feelings are a kind of New Age sin. I could energize my chakra and see an aura flicker, which was certainly more thrilling than a sermon from the vicar. To emulate our Guruji, we all dressed in cerise, but a hint of any ailment and we were off to therapies. Weekly Channeling became a hit. Burnt feathers was my guide. In a previous incarnation, he said he was my bride. He was very wise and holy, but it was well within his range to give me little helpful hints about the stock exchange. Reflexology was as easy as falling off a ladder. You'd press the sole of someone's foot and activate their bladder. I then tried crystal healing, but found acupressure points did wonders for libido, much more than smoking joints. Then our group tried astrology with Roy Gillett to sustain us. It's tricky when you don't know your elbow from Uranus. I booked on Feng Shui tours, got hooked on holy water. When I learnt to travel astrally, the journey may be shorter. My quirky pals went gluten-free, then jumped on the vegan fad. But if anything looked tasty, it was inclined to drive them mad. I searched for wish-fulfilling gems and saw that glint and sparkle, and saw none that glint and sparkle, till yesterday Harry popped one on the finger of Miss Markle. So anxious now as ever to cast out all my twitches, I'll stop in time before a choice of convening with white witches. Just as I was losing hope, I think I found a saviour. For someone said, why don't you turn to cognitive behaviour? And so it is so fortuitous, no need to search that far, for my wife's a splendid teacher of Jamyang's MBSR. Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic. Oh, okay, so I'd now like to introduce the sword-wielding man himself, the dragon sword form by William Walker.
It's a great honour to be here and be able to do this for you in front of Geshe Tashi. I first remember when Geshe Tashi came to this country, or came to Jamyang in Finsbury Park, and his English actually, well, it wasn't very much, was it?
What?
But he did have this infectious smile, so, and that's actually was wonderful, and he taught us that way, and he's continued to smile. Actually now, as he's going, he's laughing. But, yeah, looking around, I realised it's a long time ago then, and I've got a bit older, and looking at my feet, which I don't often show myself. But actually, someone even the other day called me Old Father William, which I thought was Old Father William, according to Lewis Carroll, the poem, could stand on his head and do somersaults, but only Jerry could do that. Anyway, you might find it a bit odd that I've got a sword here in a peaceful Buddhist centre, but this Buddha over here has got one, and he's given me permission. Is that right? Yeah. Anyway, I'd like to do this for Geshe Tashi and for his wisdom, thanking him for his wisdom. I polished it last night, and I'm not sure if the dance is going to be quite so polished. But anyway, we'll see. Forgive me, Mike. You've got the problem. I got it. So, okay.
How absolutely beautiful. Can I just say, please do not try this at home. Although I do have a large butter knife in the kitchen that I might have a bash at later. So thank you for that, William. Can I invite to the stage Jill Manley, please? No, she's not expecting me to sing, I hope. Okay, bless her. That's fine. No. Well, actually, the interlude was going to be filled by Mike Murray doing a tap dance, but he's not turned up either. So, okay, but thank you. So next, then, I'd like to introduce to the stage Cynthia Bonnell. Has Cynthia disappeared as well? Is there a magician in the building? Ah, Jill! Oh, yes, please. I'll just point out that is a question I've never been asked before. You certainly can.
Sorry, I lost my glasses and I realised I left them here. Yeah, it made me realise how long I've been coming here because I've got old. I know. No, listen, I'm going to have to... Could you sit over there, do you think? Because I'm going to move that round. Thank you so much. Sorry. I appear to be discombobulated. It's probably because I am. So Robin said, would I come and have a sing? I said, yeah, why not? And he said, oh, in that case, can you sing this? I said, yes. He said, but I'm going to rewrite it. Oh, okay. So I've got to put my readers on. And although I do know this song, I don't know these lyrics that he's written. So let's see if this system is going to work. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Okay, right. Hang on. Technical stuff happening. No, that's the wrong one. I knew that would happen. Right. There we go. Unforgettable. That's what you are. Unforgettable. Lonely afar. Though Sera may have stunning views, never use your running shoes. Never before has someone been unforgettable in every way, and forevermore. That's where we stay. So as you leave, which is regrettable, be assured you're unforgettable. We hope you think that they're unforgettable too. This is the moment where you have a little dance, which I'm sure isn't really allowed, but what can I say? Saxophone solo in the gomper, it's a first. Indeed, I'll be back soon. The Dharma truth you've been revealing fills our hearts. There's no concealing, 'cause never before has someone been more unforgettable in every single way, and forevermore. Guess you know that is how you will stay. As you leave, which is regrettable, be assured you're unforgettable. We hope you think they're unforgettable too. Thank you for all your service and devotion. God bless you, God bless you. So, we have to remember, sorry, I'm doing one more. Sorry about that. Well, I'm not sorry. When I first started coming to Jamyang many, many, many years ago, there was a wonderful man who lived here who looked after the library. His name was Dave Ben. And, yeah, Dave the Rave. And I know that there's a lot of his old pals here. Mike's here, I think, and John Newton and Steve and many, many others. And he never leaves our consciousness. And most assuredly for me, because we had a huge love of jazz and blues music, and I was very lucky to have been bequeathed some of his CD collection, which is extraordinary. So, but the biggest lesson that I learned, apart from the fact that one should try and be compassionate and kind at all times, which I fail at miserably, is the nature of impermanence. And this, of course, is a huge reminder as Geshe departs that life is impermanent and we just got to suck it up. So, be that as it may, and of course we do love you and we will miss you, but we know you're not that far away. I wanted to sing a song which was not written by, but made very famous by Nina Simone, which really reflects the whole nature of impermanence. So please, can I crave your indulgence for this? I hope so. Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone change. Nothing and no one stays same. The young become the old, and mysteries do unfold. For that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. There are not many things in life you can be sure of, except the rain comes from the clouds, yeah, and the sun lights up the sky. Hummingbirds do fly, winter turns to spring. A wounded heart can heal, but never much too soon. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. The young become the old, and mysteries they do unfold. For that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. There are not many things in life you can be sure of, except rain comes from the clouds, the sun lights up the sky, hummingbirds do fly. Rain comes from the clouds, and the sun lights up the sky. Music makes me cry. Thank you so much. And thank you, Geshe.
It's a bit warm in here, isn't it? I think my eyeballs are sweating. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for that offering. So changing the tone just slightly, I'd like to introduce Cynthia Bonnell and her introduction to Buddhism through the words of the youth.
So, hello everybody. Here at Jamyang, since Geshe Tashi's been here, we have been running very successful school visits. So all the local schools from all over London, and sometimes even further away, come to Jamyang and they're introduced to Buddhism. So I'm really happy to be here with you, and the children usually, most of them, go away absolutely thrilled at having been here at Jamyang, especially as we give them a biscuit. So I'm really, really thrilled that we've managed to ask 2 children from the St Mungo's School for Disadvantaged Children. They've come this afternoon and they would like to present a performance to Geshe Tashi, which is the A to Z of Buddhism. So we have got Sera Wilkins and Sam Barker. So I hope you'll give them a very warm welcome to Samsara.
Oh, A is for Amitabha. And if you're a smarty, you could all end up in Sukhavati. B.
B is for Buddha. That's probably going to be the way it goes. B is for Buddha, what all Buddhists admire. Because he got perfection under a tree in Bodh Gaya. And it was a bogey tree.
C is for Chenrezig. He's full of compassion and keeps us from harms. I bet he eats quickly with 1,000 arms.
D is for Dharma, what the good Buddha taught us to help us escape from cyclic existence, what's caught us. And I think, Miss, that Sarah gets caught up in cyclic existence as well, because I see her on a bicycle every day.
That's true. E is for enlightenment. E is for enlightenment. When you're in somewhere dark and dingy, you just turn on the light bulb or light a candle if you're stingy. You're doing it, darling.
Oh. What's that, Miss? What's that? It's 4. Oh, right, yeah. F is for the 4 Nobel Truths. The Dalai Lama got one in Norway. Nobel Truth. And he said, all wars should cease. And it's true. He did get a Nobel, it's the truth. But I don't know what the other 3 were.
G is for Geshe. Geshe La was so nice to us. We was really impressed. But we did think it funny the way that he dressed.
He wore a red dress.
No, it's moron. N is for nuns. nuns wear maroon robes and are happy and smiling. But I don't know who gives them that funny hairstyling.
We've missed out to your You're supposed to taught me the alphabet. H is for happiness. What all Buddhas strive for is the one thing they strive for. Do you want to know the one thing that I stay alive for?
I went a bit wrong. So I is for incense. You like those little sticks that smell nice when they're hotter, just like the ones they used in Harry Potter.
J is for Jamyang. Miss brings us here at school, and I thought Jamyang was really cool. But the best bit was getting left off school.
K is for karma. Karma is payback time. Amanda called me a wimp. I was really offended. But it was neat because she was caught smoking behind the games room. And now she's suspended.
L is for love. Sorry. No, IJKL. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Buddha says we should love everyone, just like our mother. But I can think of loads I'd far rather smother. Like Mr. Oakes, he goes on and on and on in maths, he does. He really drives me up the pole.
That's enough, Sam.
It's M now. I'm just checking because it went wrong. That's awful, isn't it? So M is for Mala. A mala has 108 beads all on a string. It's a bit like a boring necklace. I prefer bling, bling. And then I went wrong and I did the notes. So I'm in the wrong place. So now it's
No, you didn't know,
You did do notes.
Yes.
Sorry to offend us.
It's me in the after pits, miss.
O is for offerings, what you give to the Buddhas, like jewels, flowers, but nothing says Buddhas.
P.
You said P.
P's for prostrations. It's what Buddhists do. You can always spot them. They bash heads on ground and then stick up their bottom.
Q is for quantum. The Dalai Lama loves physics, and especially quantum. Scientists look for quarks and things. But why does anyone want them?
R is for relics. They're very important. Holy. They're very holy and important. But I think Dad didn't mean it. He called Mum an old relic. She didn't look at all pleased.
S is for Santa. It's a little bit like porridge. It's from barley, bizarrely. They eat it in Tibet for breakfast, regularly. Geshe Tashi gave some to me with some yak butter tea. But I didn't like Santa particularly.
T is for dog.
Oh, that's another it.
No, it's got a T at the beginning, but you don't pronounce it.
Ooh, tea at the beginning. That sounds a great time for more cake.
Yeah, probably. More for you, because you see, you're so naughty.
Oh, right. You're the prefect.
Yes. I'm perfect. Prefect. So, when you've been in a long puja, and you've been sitting there for hours and hours, and when the song comes, you really feel compensated. Oh, okay. You. I could do this one as well. Right. You is for umbrella. It's a horse. A horse. No, stop it. It's a horse-picious. It's a horse-picious symbol. But some strange fella asked, why is it important? So, I've made... I don't get it open. Oh, okay. I made this. Oh, umbrella!
B is for Vajra. It's just like a thunderbolt with sharp bits that could injure. I'd love loads of those if I were a ninja.
W's for wisdom. It's what we all strive for. But you don't want to get too much wisdom, because otherwise your brain will be completely overloaded, and then guess what? It will be exploded! Boom!
X is for existence. Excuse me a minute. My life's full of suffering, with things that what anger or tempt me. And if I weren't so ignorant, I'd know all things are empty. Especially my stomach. It's really empty.
Yeah, it would be nice, wouldn't it? Sorry. Y is for yogis. They live in caves and wear maroon robes, and they don't cut their hair. Sometimes they're naked, and that's called Yogi Bear! Z is the last letter.
And Z stands for Zen. So we wish Geshe Tashi will see you again.
Fantastic. I really was not expecting that. I don't know if I feel old or young. I'm really confused. So now I'd like to welcome to the stage Ben Anila to present her Dharma Mime. Do you need the mic for a mime? Just testing. Great, thank you, Anila. Okay, so for our next piece of entertainment, we'd like to introduce to you the Jamyang London Choir. Can we have the choir to the stage, please? So, this isn't what you think it's for. I've been asked to tune up the choir to make sure it's as beautiful as our previous performance. So, everybody. Okay, maybe give it a second bash, shall we? Maybe try it with two E's. Okay, we'll try it again, shall we? 3 E's this time, make it really nice and strong. Okay. So let's try for ease. Bow crickets. Empty from their own side. And so say all of us.
Now, all together again. Now you know it.
For ease, a jolly good fellow, dependently rising collection aggregates, empty from their own side, so say all of us. One more time, everybody, from the top. For he's a jolly good fellow, dependently rising collection of aggregates, empty from their own side, and so say all of us.
And
Say all of us. And so say all of us. Oh. Boys. Of us. Who are empty from their own side. Just like a puja, seamless. You just keep with the tune and you mumble along. So, thank you so much, everybody. I'm sure you'll agree Geshe is a really cool guy and very patient and tolerant with us in the West. And no doubt he'll take some of this to India. And so, as with all Buddhist centres, there's a cake. And we'd like to present Geshe with a cake. Now, how we're going to get it through to everybody? Ta-ta-da. So, stay away. So, the cake has been blessed. It's absolutely beautiful. It's been offered by all here and created and decorated by Ilaria and the volunteers in the kitchen. They've done an amazing job. Can't wait to eat it. Obviously after you, Geshe, because it's all about you. There's a vegan one. Yes. So I won't present it now because I can imagine a comedy accident happening. But landing in cake isn't always such a bad thing. So a few final words then before we ask for presentations to be made on a more formal side is from FPMT UK, we'd like to say thank you so much for all your hard work and dedication, being patient with us, being kind to us, continuing to teach, whether we get it or not. The phrase, just keep listening and it'll go in. Especially emptiness, something about a chocolate coin. So, you've been an absolute bedrock for Jamyang London, and you will be sorely missed. But personally, you'll be missed from Leeds and all the other centres in the UK. I'm going to miss you loads. Don't do it. So, I think this is an opportunity where it feels like when your parents nip out or they go away on holiday. So you can either ransack the house or you could actually listen to their advice, practice, and be of benefit for others. To offer support to Jamyang. Is Robin around? an opportunity to practice, to benefit others, to give your support to Jamyang London or Leeds or any of the other centres and study groups in the UK, to repay the kindness of Geshe that he's shown us. So please put your hands together for Geshe. Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! So Geshe, you can't speak just yet. So I've got the mic. I'd like to invite to the stage the amazing Claire Isett from FPMT International Office, who would like to start the formal offerings. So this is where we all get up and do the 108 prostrations. Yeah, is that okay? No. So would you like to say anything?
Yes, I would. Geshe knows I always have a lot to say. When I was manager here, Geshe often would tell me to shut up. In the nicest possible way, of course. Or more, yes, or when we facilitated the Geluk conference on behalf of FPMT. So I'm Claire Isett from FPMT International Office, and it is my enormous pleasure to come and on behalf of Lama Zopa Rinpoche and his international office, which the board and the staff of international office, to come and to say enormous appreciation and thanks. And of course, to wish Geshe incredibly well for the next stage of his journey. So within the FPMT organization, we have many extremely qualified and very precious Geshes who are resident in centers around the world. Geshe is one of the unique group of precious, highly qualified Geshes who not only has been able to bring his Dharma experience, wisdom, and patience to bear to try to crack the nut of our hard delusions, he has also brought a hammer, a paintbrush, a chisel, a screwdriver over the years in order to knock this building into shape. So he is a unique Geshe in that sense. Also, the fact that Geshe is able to teach and to chat and to watch football, all in our own language, and increasingly with incredible subtlety, which is an enormous blessing for us all, and of course extremely rare, and is another facet of Geshe's great preciousness. So within the FPMT organization, one of Lama Zopa Rinpoche's sort of strongest visions is to support the Tibetan Buddhist tradition around the world, and of course part of that is to support the great monasteries which have provided FPMT very kindly with such fabulously qualified resident Geshes. And of course for Jamyang Buddhist Centre we've benefited from Geshe Wangchen, Tokten Rinpoche, and for many years we've had the enormous benefit of Geshe Tashi Tsering. And really, on behalf, therefore, of the whole organization, because, of course, Geshe Tashi not only taught here, he taught, as Jay said, all around the UK and in many FPMT centers around the world. And, of course, not only that, created the Foundation of Buddhist Thought, which is an FPMT education program being taught all around the world in centers and online and through correspondence. So, it's a pretty massive accomplishment. We thank you. We appreciate you. We want to see you back in FPMT centers as soon as possible.
Thank you, Geshe. And thank you, Claire. Geshe's influence is wide and is world spread. We have comments from the European Regional Office, as Geshe has supported many Dharma centres around the world. I sent an email out asking for comments, and to be honest, I've received so many, it's going to be really difficult to read them out. And I know there is a book full of comments that's being prepared at the moment. So if possible, I'd like to include all of those comments in there for you, so you can read them at your leisure. And just to show you, really, the impact that you have around the world. And we hope to see you on TV as well, whenever His Holiness teaches, with you in the background, laughing. I don't know what the joke is, but it's every time. So I'd like to just offer a little something from FPMT UK and myself, and there's a little gift from Rafa included in there as well. And it doesn't matter if you don't give me the kata back because it clashes. But I did go for every colour, just in case.
I want
Thank you, Geshe. So now I'd like to ask a nominated individual from Jamyang, London, to say a few words. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I feel like I'm speaking and up here far too much today, but I'm currently the chair of the board, so I'm representing everyone in the room. So, and it's very difficult to say thank you to Geshe. It's that 2 words, thank you. Just a little phrase. And how does 2 words cover what Geshe has done? It's almost impossible. So Claire spoke about a journey, how we've all been on a journey. And I'd like you to consider Geshe-la's journey. Journey to get here is amazing. When, as a baby, carried across the Himalayas into exile, a journey that would have killed virtually everyone in this room. Across incredibly high mountain passes, and then years of hardship in exile. And then finally, finally entering his monastery and coming out as one of the most qualified Geshes of his generation. So that's amazing. But that for most people would be enough. That's an incredible achievement. But Geshe immediately wanted to spread Dharma to us barbarians in the West, which is very good of him. I'm not sure how successful he's been. Most of us still seem to be quite barbaric, but anyway. Anyway, I'm sure we've disappointed Geshe a lot of times with our incredible stupidity, inability to understand, and apologise for the many times we've asked incredibly dumb questions over and over and over again. But it is a mark of Geshe that however dumb the question, and I have to say I'm one of the principal culprits here, because I cannot resist asking a question. Any questions? And they're always dumb. You say it and then you go, what was this dumb question? And he's always very kind. He always is very kind, the way, and very insightful. And even dumb questions get answered beautifully, let alone those people who manage to answer, to ask intelligent questions. I mean, then you get an incredible answer. So absolutely incredible. But Geshe has been with us 24 years. 24. That's before a lot of people in this room were born, I think. Or maybe 1 or 2, I don't know. That's an incredibly long time. And it's to keep up not only to do what he did. I mean, he came here, he helps, this centre is a reflection of Geshe. All these tankas you see around you, chosen by Geshe, the way it's decorated, the way the whole organisation of this place is very much inspired by Geshe. So it's going to leave a huge hole in Jamyang when he goes. But not only did he do all that, and when he was here, as you've heard, brought his hammer with him. He did a lot of work here. He cooked for people. He did masses of work on the building while at the same time teaching and then immediately developing the incredible Foundation of Buddhist Thought course and then the Lamrim Chenmo course. So incredible. These courses that have been, I don't know how many students have done that. It's not just people at Jamyang. Hundreds of people across the world have done those courses, probably thousands. I don't know what the overall figure would be. But that's an amazing achievement. And it is our intention, together with Geshe, to keep that work going. We really want to keep Geshe's work going. So that's going to be, in a way, our gift to Geshe is to maintain everything he's done here. And that's going to be incredible. And Geshe, for the last few years, he's been doing the most amazing teachings. I mean, those of you here this morning, it was incredible. You just caught the last 5% of an incredible series of teachings on the essence of eloquence. And I'm sure you were all really inspired. And they were amazing. And that's just one of many, many courses that he's run. So we owe him so much. So thank you. I mean, thank you is such a pathetic word, pathetic. There's no way that we can express our gratitude. But what we are going to do as a token, even though gifts, even as vast as a universe, as many grains of gifts in a universe can never make up for a tiny bit of understanding. In our lack of understanding, we're going to revert to gifts. Okay, and I'm sorry about that. So I'm going to call several students to make some room. So first of all, Alison, I've got it here. So Alison, slight panic here, so I haven't told people what's going on. So Alison Wertheimer, that's wrong. Alison Wertheimer is a tireless volunteer at Jamyang. And she is representing, for 24 years, volunteers have kept this place going. So we can't ask all volunteers to come up and make an offering. So Alison is representing the incredible work that all the volunteers do and the service that they've offered Geshe and Jamyang. Hello, Alison. Geshe, there'll be another book coming soon. The second edition might be slightly better than the first one. And also, sorry, but some people still want to sign this book, so if we could have it back. Secondly, I'd like to invite Jerry to make a gift. And Jerry has been living and working here. He's one of the silent presences. He is the inheritor of the Dave Ben tradition, for those of you who know Dave Ben. And he's in a long line of people who just keep this place going through their kindness and just gently working behind the scenes. And he teaches here, so he represents all those of you who've taught Dharma here and all the people who gently keep the place going. Now, I need to find the gift for...
You need an assist.
There we go.
It's a beautiful watch. It's a Swiss watch.
It's a Swiss Army watch. And, sorry.
They say that when you're having a good time, time flies. And I hope in your next appointment as Abbot, the time goes really fast. And you come back here to our hearts, because we love
you. Before Jerry steps down, Jerry's actually a resident here, lives here, but he's leaving tomorrow. He's going off biking round the world, possibly ending up at Sera May. So here's a small card from all of us to thank you. Thank you so much for all your work whilst you've been here and everything you've done. Thank you. And then I'd like to ask Jackie to come up and present this present, which is not quite what it looks, but in that there's a big tanka going to be delivered to Sera May for Geshe-la's enthronement, but that's coming straight from Kathmandu to Sera May. So what we have here is a photograph of the tanka. Do you want to say what the tanka is?
Geshe-la, thank you so much. I also will say what Claire has been saying. Thank you for being with us for so long. And like John said, tolerating with all our habits and our minds and being so kind and patient to us. And this 11 years that I've been here, and also many of us have been here. I have seen a lot of things.
I'm the one who cries, not you.
Mike have asked me to keep asking Geshe-la to come back to teach us when you come back for your holiday. So please come back. And I'm sorry. And when Geshe-la is in India, all the hardship that we are going through here, I'm sure Geshe-la will also encounter those. And we'll be also praying for Geshe-la there. And as much as Geshe-la will be thinking about us here. So thank you so much. Thank you.
So what I should have said is that Jackie represents all the staff that have worked at Jamyang for many, many years. So everyone who's worked here. Jackie's currently the manager at Jamyang. She stepped in at very short notice into a very difficult situation, and thank you, Jackie. So that just leaves me representing the general community. I've got a very small envelope here, just a symbolic offering of many vast offerings, as I said, as many as the grains of sand of the river Ganges that will soon be heading Geshe-la's way, which hopefully we will then use that to generate maybe a slight amount of bodhicitta, and who knows. Geshe-la, thank you so much. Please come back, because everyone has asked you to come back. So everyone has asked you now. So you have to come back. I'm so sorry.
Thank you so much. Lots of tears, but joy, I hope. There we go. There you go. No, so we'd like to just offer Geshe an opportunity to say a few words, if you so wish, about your time here. Aha.
I've just been told that there's an offering from Indonesia that's going to be brought in.
Ooh, a surprise gift. Oh. Okay. So for this interlude, we bring Mike Murray and a tap dancing. Mike? No, it's still not here. Okay.
Okay. I will say.
Okay. I'll hand over to Geshe.
I have the microphone. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll sit here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know where to start. It is a great honor, as well as, great opportunity that was given to me, to come to the West and to lead Buddhist classes. And that is, I was trained in the monastery for many years under many great teachers. And so the FMT as a general, and the particular center like Nalanda Monastery, where I've first spent 3 years, and then of course most of my time in the West I spent in London, mainly based in Jamyang Buddhist Centre. So that provided me to do what I like to do, to come to the West and to lead Buddhist classes. So in that sense, it is great sort of joy and great honor to given that opportunity. And when I heard the news, I was selected, to become the new abbot of the Sera monastery, and I, talked to the trustees, and my mind was very clear. This is the time me to leave, not to hang on, not to hold on. There are a few people suggested just go there and to have hold that abbotship, and then occasionally come here to lead classes. I said no. That I've done as much as I can. I came to London almost exactly the same month, 14th of May 1994, and so now it's 2018 May, so it's 24 years. And I thought it is, for my own sake, for the sake of Jamyang, it is much better to leave instead of holding the positions. For my own sake, because the job that the post that I have given is a big responsibility. It is not part-time. It is not, it is whole time. So therefore, for their job that I need to carry on, and also Jamyang really needs a full-time teacher, and therefore I don't want to hold those things. So I made very clear in my mind, and under that basis, I arranged to talk to the Geshe Lama Soba Rinpoche, and he kindly, I managed to inform him, and so that was my arrangement. How I, so the first and foremost, I would like to thank to Lama Sopa Rinpoche, given this opportunity, and then also the centers that gave me this chance to lead Buddhist classes. I will not go one by one people's name because there are so many people. I'm not good at remembering people's name, so I'm not going to say any other names apart from Rinpoche's name. So that's the first thing I want to thank, and also I thanked, I said to thank you for Rinpoche, and so forth. And so then the second things that I want to say thank you is the people who come to the classes and supported me all these years. And that was really, that sustained me to stay here. You guys showing interest in the Dharma, coming to the classes, that really sustained me to be here and run the classes, different classes, and so forth. And also, that really gives me to arrange different courses and read different texts. And I feel great sort of, great sort of honor to able to read some of the texts that I really want to read, and I managed to do that. There are one or two texts which I've been thinking about to read, but maybe it may happen in the future. But some of the most important texts that I would really like to read, like Tsongkhapa's, the great treatise of the path to enlightenment, and also recently I read, the Tsongkhapa's the essence of true eloquence, not whole text, half, and so on and so forth. So that was really, due to your enthusiasm, your showing interest, and your, the hard work, showing that sort of, so that gives me. So I want to thank you, all the people who come to the class, retreats, and other activities. Obviously, I wasn't very sort of what you call deluded, when I first came here, and I first came to West. I'm very clear. Of course, I will not able to make everybody happy, and because Buddha himself said, and Shantideva said very clearly in his guide to the Bodhisattva way of life, Shantideva said, even the Buddha didn't manage to make everybody happy. How can I manage to make everybody happy? That's what Shantideva said. And that text is one of the texts which I constantly visit and read. And that verse is very clear in my mind. So when, of course, there are people whom I haven't managed to fulfill their wishes, their hopes. So that is the reality. There's nothing I can do apart from apologize. Maybe in my next life, may able to fulfill your wishes. So that is something which the fact, and I accept it. And of course, being in here 24 years, and there are ups and downs, and that is also reality. That's also the fact. Whether you are in a Dharma center or whether you are in a different organizations or different places, being in the human organization or human community, and then all this baggage we all carry, and of course there are ups and downs. And being in Jamyang, there were many ups and downs. But overall, for me, it is very, very positive. From my personal, the sort of life, overall, very, very positive. And that is which I would like to share with you. What I've managed to do in here, not very much, but I've managed to invite some of great teachers, some of the great teachers, and gave great, great teachings, like now the current Gandhi Rinpoche came here many times, gave many, many, the great teachings which other people have a great difficulty to give that sort of teachings. And, I requested him many times, and he, out of my request, and of course, being this center, being, Lama Tsopa Rinpoche centers, he kindly came many times and gave many, many great teachings. And that's what I feel something I've managed to contribute to the Jamyang in here and wider people who came for his teachings. Something, which I feel still deep down feeling, yes, something that I've managed to contribute to this community or to this center. And as John said, briefly, the chair of the trustees, at the moment, Jamyang is not in a good shape in many ways. There's nothing to hide that. That's the fact. That's the reality. But my understanding, my feeling, fundamentally, Jamyang is in a very stable, very good sort of situation. At the current, it is in a low state. It is not something somebody punished us. It is not something one person's mistake. It is not something, it is over 6, 7, 8, 9 years, including myself, mismanagement, misarrangement, all those things. We are in this situation, but I am quite sure, because we have the foundation, the building, all the this student coming and all these things, Jamyang will recover and, turn into very positive, very constructive community. That I have no doubt with that. But I thought it is good to say that, second thing is, another thing is, I've survived here for a long time because Jamyang, Jamyang and other centers, not only they provided me to lead classes, they provided, they are very, generally speaking, have a character of broad church, have the, these teachings and practices, which I think it is very unique. And although now I'm leaving, I don't have any role or any power or anything like that, but it would be, very, very useful to continue that kind of character, the character of broad church, not very narrow, single-minded, that sort of, and that, that I think is very, I've been in many centers, it is quite unique, in Jamyang and some of the centers that I've visited, and that will be very, very important to have, to keep that character. Apart from that, really, as I said, I thank really from my heart, all the people, I work under 8 or 9 different directors and a similar number of SPCs and also a similar number of managers. Then, of course, countless volunteers, have a great sort of respect, and they all worked extremely hard at their level. And so I want to say thank you to all those people who work directly or behind. And then last thing is continue to support the center. That is useful because to survive, to provide the opportunity that have Dharma to the people, and this kind of places are very, very important. You can't go into supermarket, although we can, Google and find teachings, but coming to the center, physical place, and to have classes is very, very unique way to learn teachings. So support the center, and as I said, Jamyang, will be a great, great Dharma center, and you all will enjoy. Yeah. Thank you. That's what I would say.
So now everybody, just like the leaves falling from the Bodhi tree, unfortunately karma is dragging me to King's Cross Station. No. And just like my clinging, I don't want to go, but I'm going to have to. So I'd like to hand you over for the final part of the presentation to John in his capable hands. And thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you. Okay, I think all the last act of today, there's a presentation, I believe, from Indonesia or somewhere. Sorry, would you like to, do you want to say what it is? Because I know nothing.
Sorry, Geshe. I was recently on retreat with Dr. Rinpoche, and at his center I met this student, Bradley Parrish, who was previously a student at Jamyang Leeds, and now he resides in Indonesia. And he, together with the students of the Abbot Buddhist group in Bali, Indonesia, asked if I would present this statue of Lord Atisha, which has not been consecrated yet, so he'll warn you. Okay.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I do think the cake is going to be taken outside, and you might, if you're quick and elbow your way to the front, actually get a piece. So make your way to the garden and do socialise for a while, unless you need to charge off. Thank you very much.
Excellent, John. Great timing, mate.